Hello and welcome to Karibuni Jikoni. This is Let Me Cook Your Dish, and my name is Chef Carol. So today I'll be cooking a Spanish dish, and my guest today is Raul Genova. Raul, I know I do not pronounce your name right, and I don't even trust myself to say your full name because I know you have others. Please tell us your name.
At first, hi, Carol. Thank you for good being here today with you. And yeah, it's really a problem to pronounce my name in English. Myself, I have the problem. That's because a little anecdote. That's because when I being in the United States, I don't have the name Raul. I take my first name. It is Vincent. It's easier it's easier for the English speaking people. So the whole name, it's with Spanish pronunciation, it's Raúl Vicente Genova Igualador. Repeating? Okay, it's Raúl Vicente Genova Igualador.
Aha. Das heißt, so, Vicente hört sich sounds like
Vincent. It is Vincent.
And please tell me, why have you been making my life so hard all this time? Why didn't you tell me I should just say Vincent? but everybody knows you as Raul here in Germany.
Yeah, so it is. So okay. The whole name I only use for I would say, for states, for a face of the state, for official things. And you, the German people have the habit to have only one first name and only one second name. So,
I know. That's the same thing with me, because in Kenya we all have at least 3 names.
Okay.
So my name is Carol Waidera Mühlenbrock. And they always have a problem with this. Is it a first name? Is it a surname? And they don't know where to place that name.
Yeah.
So it's always for them to say Carol Mühlenbrock and they're finished.
So it is. So, and that's because my name here in Germany, it's Raul Genova. Yeah, that's because if you take my whole second name, the German it's at first too long, and second, the German takes for your second name, for your family name, takes over every time the last name of the whole line.
I know. I know. And you are born in Germany, Raul?
Yeah.
So your parents came in the 60s to Germany as what is called guest workers.
Yeah.
So do you have 2 nationalities? Are you German and Spanish?
No, I haven't. I have only the Spanish one because only the Spanish one because I was born Spanish. My father is Spanish, and the law here in Germany is you will take the nationality that your father has.
Okay. Yeah, but did you have the possibility to have?
Yes, I would have the possibility, but I think about often, but I don't see the advantages for me.
Don't see the need for that.
To being a German. And if you imagine you go everywhere and you say, I'm German, my name is Raúl Vicente Genova Igualador. It's think about you will be German with such a name.
Yeah.
No.
And I think the thing is, and that's why I still have my Kenyan citizenship, because I identify with that.
Yeah.
And maybe I have some I cannot travel like I want. So when we want to go outside the country, not in the European countries, I have to have a visa. I have to my husband and the kids have no problem, but I have the problem. But I feel like this is the only thing I have that is Kenyan. It's my nationality.
Yeah.
And I want to have that. I have the disadvantages, but I still want to be, to say I am Kenyan. And the thing is also that even if I take the German nationality, I will not be German, and I will not be seen as German.
Never.
No. And that is why I can understand you, and I have my reasons for that. So today I'm cooking Raul's Vincent. No, I'll say Raul. Raul's dish. That is gazpacho. So tell us about gazpacho, Raul. It's a cold dish, I know. It's vegetables that have been pureed, and you put bread in.
Yeah.
When do you eat that in Spain? Is this eaten for lunch, or
you could take it the whole day. You can take it for breakfast. You can take it for lunch. You can take it for dinner. I love to take it in very warm, hot days.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because it's really a refreshment. It's you can and the funny thing is, or the great thing of this dish is, you can eat it like a soup, but you can also drink it like a smoothie or something like that. Okay, so often I drink it like a tomato juice or a smoothie, something like this.
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's basically vegetables that have been pureed. I have tomatoes, I have cucumber, I have bell peppers, and onions. So I'll start by preparing the tomatoes. And I have a question for you, Raul. You were born and raised up or grew up here in Germany, and especially being Spanish, because you were Spanish from Spanish parents. Did you always feel like I belong here, or were you always a guest in this country?
I have to say, I never feel like a guest in this country. Why? Because I'm not the typical immigrant, I would say. I never leave a country to live in another country. I was born in a country, yes, a country for my parents. It was a foreign country, but not for me. I was born into a country, into the German country.
Okay.
So I have to rise up with German culture, with the German language. But apart, I learned also the Spanish culture at home. The Spanish culture, the Spanish language. But I never feel like a person who is guest in this land. No.
You never feel like you feel like you belong here.
So it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, continue.
Were you only speaking Spanish at home?
Yeah, at all. With my parents, only Spanish the whole time. Only with my brother. He's 11 years older than me.
Okay.
Yeah, and I speak German with him.
So you used to speak German together, but with your parents you used to speak.
Yes.
So when did you basically start learning German? With your brother, of course, but is it when you went to kindergarten, or?
You know, it is very difficult for someone who is born and rise up in a country to say a determinate time when I start to learn German. But I know from telling of my mother that the first language I speaks was Spanish.
Okay.
Okay, so the first 4 years of my life, I speak Spanish.
Okay, yeah.
No, okay, because I was nearby only at home with my mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little anecdote. At the time when I have to go to the kindergarten, to the nursery school,
Yeah.
my mother was a little bit. She thought I have to stay 1 year, 2 years more at home because I don't speak German. But it wasn't like this.
I think children learn very fast.
So it is on TV only by hearing. That's the way. That's the first way I learn the languages, by hearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think also when you have one language already, it becomes easier for somebody to learn another language.
Yeah, in the childhood, during the childhood, it is easy to learn 1, 2, 3, or 4 languages at the same time. You have so much capacity in your brain, I would say. You are able to learn all of these languages. But you are right. If you have the basis of one language,
it's easy
to learn other languages too. Yeah.
Yeah, I also know that you speak Spanish, French, Italian, German, and English, all these languages fluently. So
more or less.
Which language do you dream in? Which language is a language you... I think people say you dream in the language you most feel at home in. Mm-hmm. So, or is it a mixture of everything in your head?
Really, I can't tell you, Carol, because the most dreams I remember, I dreamed speechless and faceless. It's a little bit it's spooky, but it is like this.
So you cannot say which language was.
No, but I love this question because it's a question I hear at my childhood. Okay, when I was a child, everyone asked me, "Oh, you speak German? You speak Spanish? And what is the language you dream in?"
Yeah. I know when I came to Germany and I was learning German, my teacher told me, the first time you dream in German, then you will know that you're at home in this language.
Okay.
And that was true. That was true, because I woke up and I was like, I dreamt in German. And I was reading everything. She told me reading is the best way, one of the best ways to learn a language. So I would read all the road signs. I remember when I was in the car with my husband and we were driving somewhere, and I was reading everything. And every time he looked at me and, what did you say? No, I just read the road sign. So where did you learn the other languages? I mean, the Italian and the French.
Spanish and German, it's I'm native speaker. I could say I'm a native speaker in both languages. French, I have a little story for this. My aunt, the sister of my mother, lives a lot of time in Paris, France.
Okay. Yeah.
And we visit her a lot of time, often from Germany. It was only 5 hours by car.
So you used to do holidays there?
Yeah, holidays, a weekend trip, something like this. Starting Friday, come back home on Sunday, or spend 1 week with her and with my cousin. And I was a little child. I was 1, 2, 3 years old, and I know in the mornings when I wake up, I sit in front of the TV and I watch the comics, the series of comics in French. So there you have already I will say you train your ear for
Yeah.
hearing and
Okay. Yeah.
for the language. After
Uh-huh.
this, with Spanish you have a great basis to learn French. Okay,
Okay. So it's
yeah, you can.
easier.
Yeah, it's easier.
Okay.
And I do French at school also for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And after my apprenticeship, I worked in the sales department and when I was responsible for Spanish and French for the Spanish and French country. So
Okay.
at this time, I speaks more French and Spanish than German.
Okay.
And okay, you learn a language, but if you don't speak the language,
Yeah,
you will forget this language
yeah,
also.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
yeah. And
that's French.
what about Italian?
The Italian, I learned it nearby the same. I'm really, I have to say, I'm really interested into languages.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, because I'm very I'm a perfection. I want to be very perfect. So I
Yeah.
want to be very perfect. And
Yeah.
if I visit a country, I want to speak their language.
Okay. Okay. So
So that's
I'll tell you something. I have plans to travel with you to Kenya next year.
no problem.
So my mother speaks Kikuyu,
Mm-hmm.
and Swahili is spoken there. And
Mm-hmm.
then we'll visit an area called Kisumu, and they speak Luo. So be prepared
Yeah, it's okay.
and
No problem.
perfect.
No
But
problem.
I find that very interesting because okay, I speak three languages. I would say fluently, or four
Yeah.
nowadays, German. And I find it nice when you go to a country and you speak their language
Yeah.
because you're looked at differently.
So it
They
is.
yeah, the language is very
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, you know, French here in German, there is a point of view to the French country. The French people are so arrogant. Nobody wants to speak another language than German than French, and mostly mostly it is because the German people goes with German to another country.
I know.
and um,
Yeah,
and I
they go
talked
and
with a
speak
lot of
German to everybody.
yeah, I talked to a lot of people, and they French people are so arrogant and so it's scary people, and I have to say I never have this situation in France. Why? Because I speak French.
That's true. That's true.
Okay,
But
so
yeah,
you are not this foreign, this stranger when you
mm,
go to another country, when
and you
you
speak their
speak
language.
their yeah, when you speak their language, you don't have to speak the language to 100%,
Yeah.
but you have to
But
have
you have to. You are Raul. You have to speak it
uh,
100.
yeah, okay, but normally you don't have
Yeah.
the most important is to make to that the comprehension of a language. You have to understand the language, and
Yeah.
you have to speak that other people understands you. But
Mm,
okay, but
yeah. Yeah. I understand what you mean. Yeah.
you don't have to speak this language to 100% perfectly.
Okay. So
I will, but
it's gonna get a bit loud now because
yeah,
I
it's
have
okay.
to period.
Start the engine.
Uh-oh. So I think that's good. Yeah, it's finished. So why is it important to do the things each at a time? Why is it important to puree the tomatoes first and then the cucumber, and then does it make sense, or is it why?
I don't know. I have to say a lot of things. You know, cooking. I learned cooking by my mother, and my mother do it like this, so I do it also. I don't
That's
think
how you learn to do it.
Yeah, and I
That's
don't
how you
think
do it.
about why I have to do it like this.
Yeah, because normally you just put in everything, and
Yeah, okay. You can do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
Everything, but you know this. This dish. It's a really old Spanish dish.
Yeah.
The history of this dish. It comes from the Moors. The Moors, the North African people that comes to Spain on the 8th century.
Okay.
Okay, this is the Arabic people, the Muslims.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you know that Spain was nearby to 600 years Muslim.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Yeah.
It was beginning at the 8th century.
Yeah.
They go until the French frontier, and after this, century for century, the Christians push them back to the south of Spain.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
This is called Reconquista. It's the fights against the Muslims to get back his country.
Yeah. Okay.
And
so this is a dish that was originally from the North African
kitchen, from the Moor kitchen. Yeah. And when we speaks about dishes, when we speaks about languages, when we speaks about German, Kenyan, Spanish, we speaks about culture, about the cultures of the countries. And my passion is history, the history of everything, of a dish, of a country, of history. And if you learn the history, you understand better the culture of the different countries.
That's
you
true.
have to study their culture, and you will understand better this country. And if you speak about cultures, Spain is an example for a lot of influences of a lot of cultures. Because in the Spanish history, you will have influences of the old Greeks, the Romans, the Moors, the Celtics from the north. So a lot of them. And
we also have a bit of that in Kenya, because so many dishes have the Indian and the Arabic influence also. Of the coastal part of Kenya, where all these Arabs were living. And sometimes we also have guests who come here and like, I was in Indian, and this is what I ate. So is it Indian or is it African? But due to these influences that we have, things have, it's kind of a mixture of all these traditions.
Yeah. And that's something I find very, very beautiful, because the mixture of the cultures made us human. We have all different cultures, but we are all the same.
We are all
And
the same.
we all have influences of everywhere. You in Africa, you have influences of India, of maybe the north of Africa, of from Europe. We in Spain, we have from Africa, and that's because I know we have something in we have something with we know together. It's different cultures raised up in a different foreign country. But at least we are all the same, and that's something.
Regardless of the color of the skin. Now it's loud again. Yeah, and when you talk about the differences in I nowadays can tell a bit when I see a guy with dark hair, and so I can say he comes maybe from Italian or from Spain. So I can, to my amazement, nowadays differentiate a bit, and it's easier to differentiate white and black because
it's obviously
there are also other differences. And what is for you? There is the color of the eyes and the color of the hair. We never had that in Kenya. When I'm describing somebody in Kenya, I never say they have brown hair or they have blue eyes. We say he's tall, short, thin, or something else, but not really this with the colors of the hairs and all that. So what for you is the biggest difference between the German people and the Spanish?
Okay. Do you mean
it doesn't necessarily mean the way they look, because we can hardly differentiate that? Me? Yeah. What are the differences?
I say no physically, so more differences in behavior, in culture.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. So there are a lot of typics of things. You say this is typically German. This is typically Spanish, and there a bit of truth in it, because you have German people they are very rational, so they are very their behavior is more from the head, from brain, from thinking, and
everything is calculated, everything is planned, everything is
so
from A to Z, and the time, and just to interrupt you, but there was a time I was living in Kenya, and I was working with a German guy who had cottages and restaurants, and I was managing that. And then there's a guest who came to visit. He came alone, and he was talking about his holiday in 2 years. He wanted to bring his family with him in 2 years. And I'm telling you, he had everything planned day by day. What he was going to do when he comes from the airport. It was so structured and so well planned. I was like, I cannot talk about what I'm going to do next week. But this guy has planned his holiday in 2 years.
But it's really funny, because you have, and if in my in these differences, you have to learn to have a behavior. For me personally, I have to learn to have a Spanish behavior in the other side and a German behavior in the other side, because when you will meet your friends here in Germany, You say we met at 6.
Yeah.
And we have to be at 6 there. You are in Spain. You come back in holidays. You come back from the beach, and and you talk to your friends. We meet this afternoon. Yes, we meet. When? After the dinner.
Okay.
That's all. There's no time. There's no nothing.
And that is exactly how it is in Kenya.
Yeah.
We say, I'll come in the afternoon. So afternoon starts from 12 to 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So somewhere in between there, and it can be evening also.
It's good. Yeah, so it is. But so we are more emotionally in this. In the southern people, we are more emotional. We are
and spontaneous, maybe.
Yeah, spontaneous. Yeah. Okay, if you so I'm not so Spanish then.
The spontaneous that's not
it's not so mine.
Yeah, but you grew up in both cultures, so
yeah,
it's normal that you're a mixture of that.
Yeah.
And what for you were born here, so you learn this thing from the beginning. But for me, it's always, I want to be integrated, or I want to, for example, because of my children. So there are traditions I have to follow. There are things I have to do, even if I find them, there are things I don't really understand. I don't understand why we have to color eggs for Easter, for example.
I don't know.
Me
either.
But I do them, because I want the children to learn the culture here.
Yeah, I know this.
Don't have to find it good. As long as it doesn't affect me, personally, I do them.
Yeah, I know this of my childhood, because in Xmas for Christmas, for example. Here in Germany, it is the Christkind, the Jesus child, who brings the gifts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In Spain, it is the 6th of January. And they will bring the gifts from the 3 kings from the
okay, on the 6th of January,
on the 6th of January. But my family, my parents, and that's because I understand it very good. My parents go out from the tradition to get the gifts on 6th of January, and we are raised up with the tradition to get the gifts the 24th of December, like in Germany. Why? Because so you will not be so different from your classmates.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So the tradition.
Yeah. And there you have a lot of examples. I can tell you where my parents go out from this own traditions to give us a tradition more or nearby to the German tradition.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, because you also don't want your children to be outsiders. So you want them to talk about the things their children are talking about.
Yeah.
So it would be strange when they go back to school in January and all the children are talking about the presents and the gifts they got for Christmas. And they say, I'm waiting for mine on the 6th. So it's the same, because in Kenya we celebrate Christmas on the 25th of December, and not on the 24th. Yeah.
That's really funny, because cultures. You told about my parents. They comes in the 60s. My father comes directly from Spain to Germany, but my mother, she leave Spain in beginning of the 60s, and she goes from Madrid to Copenhagen, Denmark.
Okay.
With 17, nearby 18 in the 60s. And from Copenhagen, after 2 years, she goes to Paris also,
Yeah.
France. And from there, she takes the Christmas tradition. So we at home, we don't get it at the 24th. We get the gifts at the 25th in the morning.
Okay.
French tradition. So
Yeah.
that's you feel or you see how mixed is my personal culture.
Yeah.
And I have influences of everywhere.
Yeah, and I think that makes a person somehow richer
Yeah.
in it. I'm not talking about money, but
Yeah.
having knowledge of these different cultures is it makes you open in your thinking.
So it is.
Yeah, and I've been to Spain twice or thrice on holiday. And what I noticed is that when we come back to the eating culture of the Spanish people, they eat very late. Here in the restaurant, you normally have people coming at 6 in the evening or 7,
Yeah.
and at 9 they're finished. And I had a feeling at 9 is when the life starts in Spain.
So it is.
Yeah, and why is that?
That is. It is an historic. It has an historical explanation. Normally,
Yeah,
normally
I can hear
Spain.
you.
Yeah, you know. Normally, Spain don't have the time that they have now. On a little bit of history, on 1942, the Spanish dictator at this time, Francisco Franco, he decided to change the time to the German time.
Okay.
Normally Spain is on the Greenwich Meridian. So we have the time of London, of Portugal, of the Canarian Islands, and so on. But the Spanish dictator, he was a big friend of the German dictator at the Second War, and he decided to change the time. But it's not the time for Spanish people at all, not. Because you have to do everything 1 hour earlier. So and the Spanish habit is to beginning to live at 9 o'clock of their time. So 9 o'clock in the morning, you're beginning to work. The shops beginning to go open, and you live in Spain a little bit slowlier. Okay.
Just a moment.
Yeah.
Just a moment.
Sure.
That's okay. Yeah.
So you begin the life begins in Spain at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. So you start later than, for example, here in Germany, and that also means that everything else happens a bit later.
Yeah, so it is. Everything goes later. So you have you have 2 hours for lunch break when you work, and not only half an hour like here in Germany. Yeah, because you're in Spain, you go out of office, you go to the restaurant, you go eat. You don't take your eat with you to the office, and you have to eat in 30 minutes on your desk.
You take your time. Just
You take your time. So it is.
okay.
And if you are a lucky guy, you can go home. You eat at home. You take your lunch at home, and you can do 10, 15, 20 minutes siesta.
Siesta.
And after this,
To
and
Spain.
and after this, you can go once again to your work with new power.
That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, but you will work until 7 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay. Yeah.
So after this, you go to the shop. You go shopping. You have to do your things, and you have to know the prime time in Spain of good films and movies and so on.
Yeah.
Here in Germany, you know, the good film begins
At 8 o'clock. Yeah.
at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
8:15.
Yeah.
In Spain, it begins at 10 o'clock.
Whoa. Yeah. That's
The good movies at 10 o'clock. So you have
because
a movie.
Otherwise, nobody's in the house at 8 o'clock.
So it is.
Yeah.
And,
Whoa.
and the Spanish people. The Spanish people are people they loves to live. They loves to live outdoors.
It's also warm.
It's warm.
There.
Yeah, so it is. It's warm, and you wait therefore that you it will be a little bit cooler, a little bit less warm to could eat something. That's because it is very important, like the dish you do today, to have something. To have something you can eat during the day, but it's not a heavy meal, you know.
Okay.
It's a fast.
So the heavy meals are eaten in the evening.
Yeah. So it is.
So the other thing I saw when I was in Spain, and I could really not because of Corona, because there was no Corona that time.
Okay.
It was sangria. You know,
good.
With long straws, drinking from the same pot.
Yeah.
Is this a Spanish tradition, or is it done only by tourists?
Not at all.
What sangria is, for those who don't know.
Please, no, it is not the beverage. It is a Spanish tradition. It is, but not this kind of drinking sangria. That's I think that's a thing of English and German tourists in Spain. But
okay.
it's only untrue.
Yeah.
No, it's really this way to drink. You explain it's really a touristic tradition, I would say. The beverage, it's a Spanish tradition. It's a sweet beverage on red wine, of basis of red wine.
Yeah.
Spiced with cinnamon and fruits like orange, lemon, apple. You could put in a bit of harder alcoholics, I will say, like cognac or brandy or a bit of vodka, but the basis is red wine, and you have to let them you mixed all together, and you put sugar in also, so it's a sweet beverage.
It's a sweet drink. Yeah. So I'll do this for the last time now. So that's the last one. So I have the onions now, and the bread, and the garlic, olive oil. This is so interesting. We could talk the whole day. But there's still something I want to know. You love cooking, and I know you do a lot of Spanish dishes.
Yeah.
So this one, do you get all the ingredients you need?
Nearby, nearby, I get them, but
Yeah.
you have so you you have to do some. Okay, I will explain you. The taste, the savors, the flavors of the ingredients
Yeah.
are not the same. You
They're not the
know,
same. Yeah.
yeah. The dish today, you have, for example, tomatoes.
Mm.
It's okay.
Oh, that's good.
It
I don't
seems
know if it's
it's.
as good as you make yours, but I think
But
it tastes really good.
this um,
Yeah.
I would be there to take something.
I don't know if it would be a good idea because
You're a bit scary about.
I
You're a
know
bit
how
scary about.
specific you are with your cooking. So I think for me, it's good enough.
Okay,
Yeah.
but back to your question. I get almost all the ingredients I need, but it's there is a difference in taste, in savor and flavor of
Yeah.
vegetables,
Mm.
of meats. The most problem I have is when I want to do a dish with seafood. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
You are here in Germany and you don't get this kind of seafood you will get on the Spanish coasts or on the
Mm.
Kenyan coasts.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I know.
So you have to go to a special shop to get this seafood you need, and
Yeah.
also, and you don't find everything also, but it's
You've learned
at
to
least
compromise
yeah
and
at least almost the ingredients you will find. Yeah, it's not so the big problem.
so one more thing I have to ask you. I know that your parents went back to Spain a few years ago,
Yeah.
and your brother too.
Yeah.
So why did you choose to remain here, to stay in Germany?
There are always, in every life of every people, there are always two reasons to leave a family. And this is love and money.
Yes, that's true. So it was one of
And
them, or both.
you can ask everyone, you can, each one you ask, he will say to you, it was the money or
All love.
it was the
I
love.
know that too.
Okay.
I know that. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
there are people also, they have to leave, they are obliged, or they are forced to leave their countries. That's
Yeah.
that's no so funny. But
Yeah. Yeah.
but in my case, it was love in this
Mm-hmm.
moment, and also money, because you can't, in Spain, it's a European country, but you don't earn, or you don't get so much money like in Germany when you work. Okay.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, that looks very good.
Does it?
That's, oh, the color is very good.
Oh, thank you. That's nice to hear from you. That's nice to hear. And my last question is, when you hear the word home, or when you think of home, where is that for you?
Okay, you, in this last nearby 50 minutes, you learned a bit more about my life and my person. So, home, home is for me a feeling more than
A place.
a place. Okay.
Okay.
So I feel home where my family is. I feel home where I get my bread, I would say, where I earn my bread.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel home. I also feel home in foreign countries when I visit a country, and that's because it's so important to speak
The language.
at least a bit of this language to feel a little bit more home.
Yeah. Okay.
That's for me home. In my childhood, home was our little flat in Germany where I live with my brother and my parents. After this, home was the feeling my home is there where my parents are. And now
Continue
actually,
speaking. I'll continue eating.
yeah. Actually, home is my own home.
Okay.
So if I have to reduce it to a place, it's my home,
Okay.
my castle.
Ah, good. Raul, thank you so much. I know
You're welcome.
we can talk the whole day, but
I
this was
know.
very interesting. You're the first man I'm interviewing on Let Me Cook Your Dish,
Okay.
and the first North African person. And this is
Thank you.
a first for me, but it's
It's an
very
honor.
interesting also to hear about other cultures. It's always interesting, and I'm also always interested in knowing other cultures and the food, of course. I'm a chef, and
Yeah.
yeah. So thank you so much. Thank you for this recipe.
You're welcome.
It's delicious. So I'll be enjoying it, and I have enough of it, so the whole family will be eating from it. And the recipe, I'll place it on Chef Carol's recipes and more, so you can also can also prepare this dish at home. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Chef Carol's Show, so that you can get all the videos that I do, the cooking class. And every Sunday it's Kigosho breakfast, Sunday morning, and we dance, and that's yeah. So bye for now. See you next week on Let Me Cook Your Dish. Raul, bye and thank you.
Bye. Thank you.